Sri Lanka have been eliminated from the T20 World Cup semi-final race. The loss that they had against New Zealand compounded their woes that began with Zimbabwe. They lost while trying to defend a total at the Khettarama. Then they lost by a big margin to England in Palakele. And again at the Khettarama, they allowed New Zealand to revive themselves and ensure that they were blown away by spin. Now, Dasun Shanaka in the post-match presentation has really slammed the negativity that has surrounded the team from the outside and has radically called for government help in this matter. Because Dasun Shanaka has said, no matter how we as cricketers try to stay positive, there is negativity outside. That's a big loss for Sri Lankan cricket. This is the only sport we have, and I don't know if he'll be able to protect it. He's given an alarm call that Sri Lankan cricket is probably on its death throes, because there'll be a lot of people who are outside with mics in hand and they'll ask questions which will destroy the culture of Sri Lankan cricket. The situation has escalated so badly in Sri Lanka. This is the problem that we are facing at this point in time when you have to look at Sri Lankan cricket. From 2025 onwards until now, even in 2024, they just couldn't get going in ICC events. The lowest point was them not qualifying for the Champions Trophy. And that is why serious questions have been asked. But Dasun Shanaka is dismissing it as negativity. Now that is going to raise a lot of eyebrows in Sri Lanka, because what he further says, why spread this negativity? Yes, we lost a World Cup and we know the reasons. Everyone has concerns. Being a cricketer in the subcontinent is not easy. Fans are so hyper-emotional, fans are so hyper-nationalistic and they are ultra-jingoistic that these kind of things will happen. Salman Agha's wife and kid got hateful comments after Pakistan lost to England. Indian players get trolled on a consistent basis, even if it's a Virat Kohli or it's a Rohit Sharma. For Sri Lanka, they are now sensing that yes, it's gone on for too long. Sri Lankan cricket is on its death throes. And that is why now this negativity is really ensuring that the Sri Lankan team may not have that many fans. Now, Shanaka has requested government help because he mentions negativity has come to the fore. We will play and leave. For the players who will come in the future, if the government can even stop it, that's better for their mental health. Government interference in a team. Yes, what used to happen is Sri Lankan teams would get ratified by the sports minister. Only if the sports minister has a stamp on it, the team will get ratified. But calling for government help to ensure that the negativity is stopped, now this is taking it a step too far. How can government help in this case? Why does Sri Lankan cricket want to do the same thing by which it got suspended in 2023? Government interference. Shanaka either doesn't know the rules or he's just venting out his fury at this stage. And the fury also relates to the pitches. Sri Lanka believed we have the best batters, we have the best players in these conditions, or did they? Because he mentions we don't get conditions we want and we lose matches in unexpected ways. We are very sad about what has happened. Unexpected ways. Until you are playing Australia, you are like a well-oiled machine. But then you fell apart against Zimbabwe when you wanted to rest certain key players. And then in Palakele and in Premadasa, you just managed 200 runs in 40 overs. How does that help? How will it help? Which is why the other elephant in the room in the Sri Lankan cricket team, fitness. So many players have gotten injured. Pathirana got injured with a calf injury that ruled him out. Ishan Malinga was ruled out prior to the tournament. Vanindu Hasaranga also got ruled out. How are you going to make up for all of that? Sure, Dushan Hemanta tried, but others didn't step up. Fitness level influences your injuries. There are some players who can't even get into the team because of fitness issues. That's something we have talked about a lot over several World Cups now. Fitness. Sri Lanka's fitness at this point in time is really at the bottom of the pile. And that is why these comments by Dasun Shanaka are really going to raise a storm in Sri Lanka. Government help in curbing the negativity. Where is the performance? How on earth will you justify that? So that is why these comments by Dasun Shanaka might not go down well. Maybe we might see the last of him as the captain. Is there a captaincy contender in the Sri Lanka team? That is something we all have to look out for. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.